So, about a month ago, I did a video where I talked about how you get to be the mom that you were meant to be. But sometimes, in order to become that mom, you have to stop believing lies. And I, for the longest time, believed lies. In fact, I didn't even realize I was believing lies, and those lies kept me hostage. They kept me stuck. They kept me from showing up as the mom that I knew deep down I could be. And so last month, what I started doing was I started spotting the lies that I was believing that were keeping me stuck in this behavior of showing up as the woman I knew, as showing up as the woman I didn't want to be anymore. I wanted to be the mom who prioritized what mattered the most more than I was prioritizing what mattered in the moment. And so I started by just taking my son fishing. I didn't know where to go fishing. There was a place he wanted to go fishing, and I took him. And I didn't even look at the forecast. I just said, get your fishing stuff and your best friend and let's go. And I took a book and we went fishing, and it poured rain and down rain the entire time. And we built that memory. And I never even realized that I was practicing becoming the mom I didn't want to become. I didn't know that what you practice, well, I do know this, but I wasn't coaching myself. I mean, I do this for a living as a Christian life coach, right? What you practice shapes who you become. And so the Lord highlighted to me recently as summer began this year that, Sherry, it's not too late. You can stop practicing being the mom you don't want to be anymore. And so that's what I did. I stopped practicing fear. I hadn't even realized that I'd allowed fear to shape my motherhood. Like, and how I allowed it was I wanted a controlled environment, is really what it comes down to. Like, I built my motherhood in such a way that it felt manageable, it felt predictable, and it felt comfortable to me. And I was good at keeping things together, like keeping the house calm, keeping the schedules like totally predictable, and keeping life under control. And I liked that measure of control. I couldn't control going out in the world, especially with 3 little kids 2 years apart, right? It was chaos. But even without realizing it, my motherhood identity had started to take shape around my desire to be in control and to be comfortable and confident. And my identity as a mom was being formed by whatever it was I was practicing. And what I practiced the most was not doing fun things with my kids, doing what I wanted to do instead. Like, I was really good at saying no to what they wanted to do. I was good at saying no to chaos, no to spontaneously, hey, let's go roller skating. No to anything that might make me feel uncomfortable. Complete transparency. Like, I was good at saying no to like adventures that I couldn't fully plan or control because of all of these excuses that I thought were my reasons. And I told myself that like I was being smart, I was being safe, and for a while, that was my personality, right? And I believed that my kids didn't really even care or even notice, but deep down, I knew that wasn't true. I'd catch the little looks sometimes when I said no. I'd see that they were bummed out. I would see that they would say, or that they would respond to, Mom, we didn't go because you said it might rain and it never rained. It was gorgeous. Right? Do you see? So I'm recording this today for the mom who something has you stuck. Not going and doing and being the mom you know you're meant to be. Right? Like, I remember hearing the whisper of regret at the end of the night when everyone was asleep and the house was quiet. And I would tell myself, this is just who I am. They'll be fine. And, I would justify that as that made me a good mom. I didn't mean to live that way. I thought I was protecting myself. I thought I was protecting them. But what I didn't see was how much it was costing us. Because every time I practiced staying home instead of going and, staying, like instead of going, every time I did that, I was practicing staying small, really, instead of showing up. I was staying afraid instead of leaning in. I was becoming that kind of mom. The kind of mom who bought her kids things and gave them presents instead of being present with them. And that all changed last month. I started doing things differently. Landon and I, it started with us going fishing. It started then with me planning to take the girls to Pittsburgh to go see Brandon Lake and Phil Wickham. You know, like me deciding that I'm going to go to a city I've never been to. I'm going to drive across bridges, and I'm going to trust that we're not going to fall off the bridge. We're not going to crash into the ocean, right? Or wherever, you know what I mean? I did it afraid. I don't know where to park when we get to the hotel. I don't know how to walk to the concert venue. Like, all of the old lies kept coming up, and I just went anyhow. I didn't know where to park. I stopped believing we were going to drive off a bridge. I didn't care if I wasn't going to sleep well. I just went. And I was reminded that entire time that this is what matters. This is what showing up and becoming the mom that I know I'm meant to be looks like. So we booked the hotel, we booked the concert, you know. We did all the things. We took silly pictures. We went to Starbucks. We screamed at the concert. We sung at the top of our lungs. We made memories. And you know, the other thing is like the next day I remember waking up cranky. And I just sat there with a Gideon's Bible drinking the hotel room coffee because we were on the 21st floor. I couldn't go, like, you know, whatever. And I just gave the Lord my crankiness. I didn't want to go and take the girls through downtown Pittsburgh because, quite honestly, I didn't sleep well. I wasn't feeling good. I just wanted to go home. But I'm like, no, I'm going to sacrifice what I want. And let's go downtown Pittsburgh. Let's go to a couple of, you know, thrift shops and boutiques on our way home and have fun. So this is for the woman who needs to hear this. For the mom that you are becoming. The mom that you are becoming is shaped by what you practice. If you practice staying small, staying home, staying afraid, that's who you're going to become. And that's what your kids are going to remember. But if you start practicing presence, courage, imperfect love, doing things afraid, that's who you'll become. You don't have to be fearless to show up. You don't have to have it all under control. Just show up. You just have to decide what matters most. Right? You just have to decide what matters and then just show up. I know it's easy to believe the lies, that the things that sound logical and protective and safe. But those lies are thieves. They steal memories. They steal presence. They keep you from forming bonds with your children. They keep you living smaller than you were meant to live. It's not too late to change. Even if your daughters are mothers already, if you've missed the years, it's not too late. But here's the thing, it's not going to happen by accident. So today, stop practicing fear. Stop believing the lie that it's too late or whatever, or we don't have the money. Do free things. Stop practicing avoidance. Start practicing presence. Start practicing courage. You don't have to be perfect to make a memory. You just have to show up. Because one day you're going to look back and you're going to realize that the memories were never made in the safety of control. They were made in the mess of showing up. That's who I want to be. And that's who you can be too. And it starts with what you practice next. So imagine that mom that you can still be and go and become her, even if you have to do it imperfectly. Start recognizing what it is that's been holding you back. Ask yourself, what am I believing here? Is it even true? And then take one bold and courageous step because your motherhood matters right now.